and allows for discussions to take place in our country on a multiplicity of fundamental issues.
Gildarie, you're apologizing for something you think I did is wrong. I don't want you to do that, and you should not have done that. You are watching the Gildarie Freddie Kissoon show, based in different time zones in the world. It's good evening, good night, good afternoon, good morning. This is the Gildarie Freddie Kissoon show. It's an interview program and a call-in program, thrice weekly, Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays at 8:30 in the night. We go for 1 hour. When it's call-in, we go an extra half an hour. Last Monday was 1 year of this program, and we would like to thank you for looking at us. Our numbers have gone through the roof since we started, and that is because of you. Once again, wherever you are, you may not agree with us, but we thank you for watching the show. We decided when we were coming up to the 1 year event, we decided that there were people here, guests who came here and helped the program by just being here. They didn't know if it would have been a success. They could have said, this show, what is the name of the show? Just started. I don't want to be in it. I'm known people. And they came and they make this show a success. And we decided to invite them back again. One of the persons sitting in what Gildarie called a hot seat this evening had graced our studio, and within that framework, we had invited him again. Our anniversary was last Monday, and in case you miss it, you can go on Facebook or YouTube and see it. Because he provided us with the platform and all the resources that this show entails, we decided to have him as our guest on the anniversary, and that is Mikhail Rodriguez. We broadcast from his studio called TBN Daybreak News, and Mr. Rodriguez has provided us with all the resources that did not entail any expenditure on our part and does not entail such expenditure so far. When Mr. Gildarie is here, and he's not here this evening, he normally makes a few comments before we talk to our guests. I will briefly do that because I don't think we will get in the full hour with our guest, because not only is he controversial, but he's a very senior politician, and there's so much controversy over the realm, the sphere that he has jurisdiction over. But we'll tell you that before. One little comment from me. During the year of this program, when it's my time to introduce the program, we normally will say a few things, a few reflections. And during the year in this program, I've always said that I will use this show to advocate that Guyanese buy local. I think it's one of the sad aspects of colonialism and psychological penetration of third world people. I live right across the road from one of the leading supermarkets in Georgetown, right across the road. So I'm at Massey all the time. Why go downtown? Why drive further up the road when it takes me 2 minutes with my car to get to Massey? And the things that I see at Massey truly disgust me as somebody who has spent 55 years in social activism. The kind of things people buy, Guyanese buy, the kind of foreign stuff they buy when they're local alternatives like milk, like pasta. We have a company that employs people that makes all kind of pasta. But you have to see what people put in their baskets. You know, I'm married into a family. My mother-in-law once had a very, very thriving supermarket in Wortmanville, at the corner where Wortmanville meets Working Ross, Louisa Row and Hatfield Street. And right a corner away, there is a Baptist church. And I helped in that supermarket for 15 years. And every time the white American Baptist people come into that supermarket, they would always buy Sprite, 7-Up, Pepsi, or Coke. They would not buy a local beverage. Go if you see how local shop in the supermarket. Do you know there is a chocolate bar that is $140 cheaper than Cadbury? And it is made in the Dominican Republic for a Jamaican company, our sister Caribbean company. And that chocolate is as good as Cadbury. And you go into the supermarket and see people don't buy it. It's named Richmond. You know, so for the year that we're on this program, I've always advocated buy local. And what I see doesn't augur well for the psychological integrity of a third world post-colonial nation named Guyana. And I think you owe it to philosophy, you owe it to the indentured servants and slaves who made this country what it is, to support it and buy local. Because when you buy local, you support Guyanese employees, you support single mothers who have 3 children to mind and they're working at Banks DIH or DDL. Please support local and take your mind out of the gutter, or cleanse your mind of the psychological barrage of living under colonialism for so long. Having said all of that, we'd like to welcome our guest back, who was once on this program. Our guest this evening reminds me that I may be suffering from Alzheimer's. 8 months ago, when he came on this program, I descended to the absurdity of calling him Mr. Singh, of introducing him as Mr. Singh. I don't know why I did that. I think a lot of people over the past 55 years have referred to me as crazy. Maybe I'm crazy. But his name is Ubraj Singh. He is the mayor of Georgetown, has been the mayor of Georgetown going on for more than 2 years. And he is not without his controversies. Since he been here, he was in the news of lying down on the street outside the Georgetown Hospital, facing moving trucks. Reminds me of myself when I was young. But welcome once again to Ubraj Singh.
Narine.
Narine Singh?
No Singh, no Singh. Narine.
Ubraj Narine?
Yes.
Right, I did say that. Ubraj Narine and no Singh at all. He will be demitting office because the local government election just concluded and we will have a new mayor. He will tell us whether in the coming months or weeks we will have a new mayor. But formalities first. His Lordship, welcome to the program.
Thank you, Mr. Kissoon. Thank you very much for having me here this evening.
It's always a pleasure interviewing controversial people and politicians. Now, my first question is my analysis, and I would like to think I'm objective, but people would say I have some sympathies for the government. I don't doubt I have some sympathies, much more than some for President Ali. But my analysis leads me to know that the PPP made serious, profound, splendid gains in the last local government elections. I can recall there was a statement from you saying, from your party side, the PNC, there was not much, there was some efforts lacking. Would you like to comment on 2023 LGE results?
Freddie, thank you very much. The results out there, the public seen it. I would not go much in that. I leave that for my political party to do. But however, yes, there are a few things had lack within the council, and that is resources. And if you stifle, you can't give someone a long shopping list, for example, and you give them $100 and expect for everything on that shopping list. Resources was lacking at the level of council, and we couldn't able to do much for the residents of the city. And again, APNU has a majority on the council once again, and it will be a cycle, because central government will continue to stifle the city, and not to work with us. I hope and pray they work with the new council and the new mayor. My intention was always to work with the government of the day and to bridge gaps and let us develop the city for the benefit not for political parties but for the benefit of all citizens of Georgetown. So the result matter is something I believe the opposition leader and the seniors had dealt with that. I am not a part of the GCOM or the committee that deal with those things. So I would not comment on those matter at this point of time.
But you were in the press as reported as saying you don't think there were efforts in the campaign were not to the best, something like that.
Yes, I did make mention of that we as for a fact that resources needed for everything, and I did release a press where the vice president had went on the air and make several derogatory statements against the city council, and I said in that statement the PUP will never have the city how they want it to take possession of the city. It will be a tough fight, and indeed we see a tough fight. 11 seats and we got 19 seats. So the city is the city. The city is the hope for this nation, and the PNC-led city council had demonstrated many years ago, and it will continue. We want development in the city. The city has potential, great potential, but if we get the rightful laws and resources, we will do wonders in this city council. With that there, we was unable to do certain things in community and constituency because lack of resources. But on the ground, if we have been more on the ground, we should sweep Georgetown, and that was lacking for us. We was not on the ground that much, but that is an error that will be fixed because you learn from your mistakes. So that will be fixed.
But it's a profound statement. It's a profound statement of political reflection that, I'm quoting you, we were not on the ground sufficiently. That's an explanation as to why you got what you got, less seats than before. But the PNC is more than 50 years old, more than 60 years old. It has been contesting elections since 1957, the first election after the suspension of the Constitution. Mr. Aubrey Norton has been a young man in the YSM and has chalked up decades of experience. How do you reconcile that with not being on the ground in 2023?
I'm speaking on the level of the council. Let me say this much to you. As a politician, I don't believe to lie to my people out there. I have run the city council. I believe to my best of my knowledge. I give it my best shot. I would not lie to my people. It is not coming and sitting here, Freddie, and saying to the people, we were on the ground. No, I'm speaking on city council. I was out of the country for 2 months. I came back the Thursday evening. I hit the ground on Friday morning. You have councillors, yes, was working on the ground. But we lack in certain areas, and that is where we failed a little. I wouldn't say much because, like for example, Kitty, that constituency which is constituency 2, we did better, way better in constituency 2 than the previous election. We're a few more votes. We should win constituency 2 in this election. And for example, that is one example. The next example in constituency 1, right? I believe the candidate for constituency 1 needed to be on the ground more. So it's not it's not something that we should hide or I should hide. I am speaking frankly at this point of time. We still have the city under control, and I believe the next mayor will share the same sentiment. We want to work with central government, not for the benefit of political parties, but the benefit for the citizen of the city. They deserve the best, and they should receive the best. And I believe that we should work with any government. I did that. I extend my olive branch. I met with President Ali in 2021. We laid out our program. I said to Mr. President, let us work to fix these issues. These issues since 1992. I was 3 years old. Let us fix these issues. Let us get it off the map. And our meeting was very good until nothing came true. So I hope that we don't have that in this council. I hope the Vice President keep his words that he will still, whether they win the area or not, they will still give support through the council to these areas. So I'm looking for that. I'm looking for that, and I hope that he keep his word, because people, Freddie, our young people is wise. We're not accustomed to be paint in a brush anymore. We're wise people. We are not dull people. We have knowledge. We know exactly what is happening. We have Google. We're reading what is happening to this world. So, coming on the led PPP government, don't try to insult the intelligence of Guyanese today. We have to be analyzing things, and we'll scan things to see where the government of the day is putting these resources, and we're holding them by the words and policy. That is what I believe a modern the modern society will do in the future, and we are doing that at this present time.
Look, Your Worship, anywhere in the world, if you, as the mayor, were being interviewed and you look at those election results, it will take more than an hour of questioning. Now, for example, you are the incumbent mayor, and you didn't contest, but in your constituency you lost. The deputy mayor lost in his constituency. Anywhere in the world looked at from any angle, that doesn't augur well for the future.
No, I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't say that. So when PPP had lost the election in 2015, that didn't augur well for the future. No, it's vice versa. You must have a winner, you must have a loser. And that's politics. You can't, you have this energy. Yes, you will win. You win. Everybody, all the parties think they're going to win during the election. But there will be a winner and there will be a loser. We must not get away from that. Resources stifled and crippled the city council, Freddie, and you know the history. I don't have to tell you, you're my senior in this country, and you know the history of this political game, and you know the history of the city council with the PPP and the PNC, where with concerned resources, and now you have a local government commission to deal with. So let us not go down that road about losing constituency and who win constituency and all these things, because I can tell you the next local government election, PPP don't know if they will have all this constituency, and it could be vice versa. Depends on your work that you do, and you rightfully said, but the work is always there, but where would you get this money for do this work? Like I give an example, you can't give somebody a shopping list and give them $100 and expect them must get everything. This city got good potential, but the good potential is central government and the city council has to work together. We have to sit on a round table. We have to have discussion with the different agencies. And the government must pay the taxes, man. The government owe over $1 billion taxes, DPL owe over $10 billion, GWI, Pahu building, which the ministry has to pay the taxes, owe to over 200 something million in taxes. Transport and Harbor owe 100 and something million. Why should the city council take these government agency to court? Give me a reason when we are a semi-autonomy and a government body as well. This can happen at a round table. This can negotiate at a round table with both city government and central government. You don't have to go to court for this matter, to waste the city council money, to waste the time of the central government. We must deal with maturity, and we must be mature politician for the people's interest, not my interest or self-interest. And if we don't have that in any democracy, we're failing the people. We are failing the people.
Isn't there another side to those figures that you call, that you also owe a lot of taxes to GP?
Oh yes. I admit that enough time on the media, man. City Council owe GPL 3 billion, while they owe it 10 billion. So you do a set off. That happened before with many businesses, where City Council owe and businesses owe. We do a set off, we pay the difference, and we get our money. Same thing can happen for the government agency, and that is what we need. Partnership. Let us see how we're gonna run this place together. But then I tried this with this government, and they failed me. They didn't clearly show that they didn't want to work with me, and I don't know the reason why. But you know me, a man don't stick nonsense. I wouldn't stand up and anybody direct me sure what to do and what to sign off. I would not go down that road, Mr. Kissoon. I have great respect for you and the people out there. I would not go down that road because I'm just 32 and my integrity lies. My integrity lies a lot. Must come first. My integrity must come first. That is what mattered to me. And serving the people is my most intention for the city of Georgetown. So I think I give it my best shot, and this will a loose thing. We have to come off of it and see now how to work together. The election is over. Let us work together. Let us satisfy the people of Georgetown. Let us work to build the city of Georgetown. This is the capital of this country. This is not a tongue. This is not a normal tongue. This is the capital, Georgetown.
Let me ask you this and see how you will outline your argument. First of all, at your age, if you stick it out, you have a lot more years to go. I mean, 32 is youthful, very youthful. So there's a long journey if you decide to stay on the road. But let me put this to you. There is not a very glowing picture over the past 40 years of city council performance. Now, I know there is this automatic response that we don't have resources, but the city council has performed with some of its leading figures very badly over the past 40 years. Take, for example, the city engineer. People, a company like Bihari, the Bihari company, which invests billions and billions into this country, people who could take their money outside, complain publicly that they weren't 3 months, 4 months past in the application to bring in KFC at Naliko there. They weren't hearing from the city council. People building property, people investing in this country were complaining that 6, 7 months their applications gone in, and Mr. Royson King came in for monumental criticism in that respect. The city engineer and many of its top people invoked the anger of Georgetowners, and I live in Georgetown. I had to go when I was building my home in Turkine. I had to be running to get is the permit finished? And this went on, and these kinds of things have sullied the city council in the eyes of people who are not PPP. I mean, there's been a terrible performance the past 40 years with the city engineer.
Let me address that, and I'm happy that you brought that matter up. And I like debate like this, you know. You know, I challenge a minister on a debate, Minister Dharamlal, a national debate. I don't know if he will accept or he will still be minister or what. I don't know, but let me not go there. I would not go back to the past. I don't know about Mr. Rice and King, and I don't know about Hamilton Green and so on. I am not going back there. I am speaking on present. This council passed no confidence in the current city engineer. This council has no confidence in the city engineer because we see the incompetence in that department. That motion was voted on, and that motion sits with the Local Government Commission almost 2 years now. The Local Government Commission never respond to the council, nor myself, to deal with such a matter. And that is where you have the red tape, Freddie, that people need to understand. If you have a company, how you will get the next agency as a CEO, the CEO, and you're the director, I mean, how you will have a next company employ, discipline, and fire your staff. No, that is nonsense. And that is why this kind of red tape is there at the city council, because when the council make a decision to buy this bottle of water, the commission will call the town clerk and said to the town clerk, don't buy water, buy juice. That is what we are facing at the city council at this present moment. The local government commission is acting as a parallel elected council. So when you as mayor and deputy mayor and all these other councillors go to the horseshoe table and put the effort out there, put your works out there, you have the local government commission instructing these officers, not only in decision, but even in financial aspect of the city council. And I said this over and over, that law need to be looked. And that's why we are taking that entire act, number 13 of 2018, it's now at the appeal court. And if we don't get our way at the appeal court, we will head straight to the CCJ. Because I feel there is a contradiction between the constitution of our country and that act. And we need to clear it out. You can't have an elected council, and the elected council can't employ even a office assistant or a chairwoman. We can't. That has to go to the local government commission. And the sweetest part of that act, we must pay for the advertisement. But when we pay for the advertisement, it must not come to the town clerk office or the HRM office of the city council. It must go to the local government commission, and they will deal with it. What nonsense! Those things cannot happen in a democratic nation. And it must not happen because you're creating semi-bodies appointed by government, whichever government, PPP, APNU, AFC government, to run a parallel council on the side. If you want democracy, and you're speaking of democracy, you must let these local authority operate independently, and they must be able to give them the rightful resources according to the laws. It's stipulated in the Fiscal and Transfer Act, Section 7. So, you see, the engineer, we lost all confidence in him 2 years now. Right? And that motion was moved. It is there. Evidence is there in the papers. And at one point, the council had moved to suspend the city engineer, and this went in the papers too. where the city engineer challenged the council, take the council to court, and he won that matter because the court pronounced and said the city council has no authority to sanction the city engineer. The local government has to do that. That is nonsense. Because if, like an example I give, you run a company, how you hire and fire and discipline the staff. Leave, same thing. We don't dictate the leave of officers. We send a roster and the local government will call the officers in and they will make their own rosters. Insult the elected council. Insult the elected council. You will have a financial matter and the commission will write you. I sorry I didn't work with those papers, but I will show you proof. I instruct you to pay this money to this company within 72 or 24 hours. That is a council duty. That is a statutory committee, finance committee duty, not the local government commission. The commission duty is contradicting according to the constitution of our country. So unless we remove these barriers, it can be a next council going, they will continue to face these challenges. I asked Mr. Favor, the chairman for the local government commission, to meet with him since he took office to deal with these matters. The gentleman refused and never responded and said he don't want to reach with us, but he met with all other 9 municipalities in this country except under the leadership of myself and Alfred Mentor, except the city. I don't know if you're afraid of us, because this was our topic to discuss. Those are red tapes, Freddie, and the viewers out there. And let me touch on this. Our people need to understand what is local government election. They don't know what is local government election fully, because the way
the people don't understand.
The people don't understand what is local government election until now. There was a few UG students in my office a few months ago, and when I explained the system to them and I showed them the laws, I had to send them soft copy as well on WhatsApp. And when they actually see what the local government commission, the elected council, the town clerk, the city engineer, the city constabulary has to do, they're appalled. You know what? Because we failed to educate our people on the laws of this country. And that's why I encourage them, go to the Ministry of Legal Affairs website and you have it there. You can able to read the laws and you can able to download the constitution as well, and you can have a look at it.
Before I get on to my next question, because I think this is going to take some time, this local government commission, because there's a background to it that you haven't provided views with. But just before I go into that question, are you serious and are you being literal when you say that even a cleaner cannot be employed by the city council? It must have. No, man.
Freddie, Mr. Kissoon, I have great respect for you, sir. I would not come here and lie to all these thousands
of people. The local government commission has to give
fiat.
No, but I would think that the person's employed, and eventually it has the confirmation has to come.
No, we can't.
You're saying that
we cannot employ a cleaner, a chairwoman, an officer. We cannot employ them. The city council can't make a decision and said, let us employ 2 chairwomen, which will start.
So until you get the approval from the local government commission, then the person could be on the job. Is that what you're saying?
The application has to go to the commission. The commission dealt with it, and if they see it fit, they employ the people and send a letter and said, this Tom and Harry been attached to the city council.
You know, your lordship, your worship, your lordship, mayor, when you listen to people, and I believe you sincere in your political beliefs and what you want to achieve. It doesn't mean those beliefs are grounded in reality. But I think, like most human beings, you have your belief, you have the things you dreamed of, you're dreaming of. But
Freddie, you are saying I'm lying to these people.
no, I'm not lying. No. I'm not saying that.
Why should I come here?
No, I was asking you. No, you could have made a mistake, but
No,
I mean, it's clear to me you say that a child woman has to be employed. But let me go. Let me keep in the direction I was going on. When you listen to PNC bigwigs like yourself, when you listen to people like David Hines and Clive Thomas and Takuma Gunse and a lot of people, if you're from Afghanistan, from Iceland, from Greenland, and you're not familiar with Guyana, you would not believe for 5 years that your party was in power. It lost elections 3 years ago. And what were they doing in the 5 years, not 5 months? So my point is, didn't it suit your party to have the local government commission overseeing the city council because they were the government? And now they lost, and PNC bigwigs like you are complaining.
No, I'm not complaining, Freddie. This is facts. I'm speaking, and let me break that down to you. And you know, I like your question, Lim. When I took office in 2019, the no confidence passed in 2018, right? 2018, the no confidence motion passed in Parliament, and I took office in 2019. The government changed in 2020, August 2020. I had limited time, I had limited resources. No government couldn't go to Parliament. I saw this when I took office. I raised it to the party, but they couldn't go to Parliament. And I wouldn't speak. I wouldn't speak.
No, it wasn't 2018. It was the end of 2018.
Yeah,
it was December. So you can't.
I was in office.
You can't include no. But the government was in power in 2018.
Yeah.
So it's 15, 16, 17, 18.
Good. Well, you have to understand. I wasn't a part of the local system 15, 16, 17, 18. I took office in 2019, and that is, I'm not defending my political party, but that there ought to be looked at by the then Attorney General, the then Minister of Local Government, and other ministers and cabinet. I was no part of that. When we saw this, we did raise it with the then President David Granger, when I myself met him, and that was explained to us, and that there also raised with this government, and it was said that we have to see how we can reform it, but not never come out of it, right? So it shouldn't, and I make mention before on this earlier, it should not benefit any political party. We should allow democracy to prevail, whether the PNC, the AFC, the APNU, PVP go in power, whichever political party, we must allow democracy to flow in any democratic nation. Why should you have a parallel body which the government of the day has majority member on, so the government agenda will be carried out? Why should you have that? If you want it so, let the local government commission be selected by civil society, and don't be politician. Let civil society take over the commission. And same I believe with GCOM, right? We believe too much political too much of political individual in GCOM, right? Let an international body take over GCOM. So we have fair election, and no one have to say we rigged there and we rigged there, and we go to those nonsense, right? We must be fair to the people. But again, politics, that is what it's a game, I guess. I'm in it. I'm a young politician, but I will work in the interest of the people. And this is my feelings, and what I'm expressing at this point of time. I'm not sitting here to lie to anybody or lie to you. The local government commission, it's an obstacle of any elected council in this country, whether the council won by PPP or PNC or APNU. It's an obstacle, it's a red tape to the elected council to function properly.
You're very expressive, and I like that in an up-and-coming politician. But I want to get you into political theory, and then we will apply it to the city council. When you started this program, you said something that you carped on the last time you were here, is that the city council is being starved of resources. And you repeated that as soon as the program started. Now look, I think, I may be wrong, I think you said the city, it will take, the last time you were here, you need resources from the central government. But if you do away, if you remove an oversight body, could you expect, and I'm asking you now as a politician, not as the mayor, you remove this oversight body called the Local Government Commission, and the City Council working with central government, and City Council say, we need half a billion for this, we need 2 billion for this, we need 3 billion for waste management thing, what have you. There must, if government is transferring this money to you, there's got to be some supervisory hand. There's got to be some supervisory eyes. So take away local government commission. Who is going to oversee the spending?
You're clever, Freddie, but I believe I'm a little more clever than you. Who oversight those cash grant on government? Who oversight the COVID cash grant? Who oversight the 40,000 that give to children? Who oversight all this grant that given out by central government? Is there a body that Dr. Chelly Jagan, if you can recall, I said you're senior than me, when Dr. Chelly set campaign and said that he will form a body that will overlook government spending and the taxpayer money. You can remember that? That never happened.
They have a body that does that. It's called a PSC, Parliamentary.
That don't function at this point of time, which you know of. But he said an international body he will bring in. That was Teddy Ward. I remember that very clearly. I was young, but I read it. Who overlooked those money? No, let me come.
I'll finish.
No, Freddie.
Yes.
Let us deal with matter.
Yeah.
That you raised. Let us deal with it fairly.
Sure.
Fairly.
Sure. I know what you mean by fairly.
Yeah.
I'll come in when you finish.
Who deal with those 40,000 grants? Not the Auditor General. The Auditor General will have to audit those things. Same way every year since I took office, I wrote the Auditor General a letter every January, and I have all those letters. Dear sir, I believe that we are ready to audit the previous year. Please come in, set up your team, and let's move forward. The council take that decision as well. Let us move forward with the audit of the city council. If you don't respond, and the Auditor General is a creature of central government, if you don't respond to that letter, whom to be blamed? Me? You can't blame me and blame the council. You have to take that blame because you're a creature of central government. You ought to take up that responsibility. It's likewise the same the Auditor General does to central government. Audit all those spending. We have a finance committee which make provision for questioning by the PAC and the Auditor General as well. They can come in and question us. The books are there. You can make recommendation to change certain things. So let us deal with things fairly.
I'm watching at the time, and I want to now move in another direction, the direction of politics, and the direction is a political. But I want to say that I don't think your analogy is workable. Central government was elected to spend money all
Likewise,
over
the council.
the world. No,
Likewise,
fine, the council is elected,
and have a statutory
but you want other people money,
right?
You said at the beginning of this program, and you said it when you were here 8 months ago, that you're not getting resources. The Ministry of Education cash grant, they're invested by the electorate to spend that money. It's their own money they're spending. You want to spend the National Treasury money, and there has to be a supervisory hand. If you want to respond to that, you can do it quickly. I want to go into politics.
I love to respond to that, because when you spend central government money, you don't take central government money, right, as $1 billion and spend it like that. You and the minister of the local government has to go through what this money is spending for. The council has to agree. You have to get an agreement at the council, vote on this council. Well, we go buy 2 tractor, 3 truck, 6 compactor, and that has to go back to the minister. This is what the council in need of. You have to source it. You have to get everything in order, follow the procurement laws. And that is how you spend it, the money. That is what the APNU AFC did in 2019 when I took office. The Senator didn't go give us $1 billion and say spend the money like that. No, I will never allow that as mayor. We must go through it with the minister. And beyond that, the minister has the authority, the authoritative body to go ahead at any time to call an audit to the city council. And let the audit be published. Minister Dharamlal, I will say then minister, right, of local government, ordered 2 audits since he came in office, and not one day he could point finger in my face and publish those things. And I challenge him. I challenge the VP also, publish those audits when you're speaking on money between 2019 and now. Publish it. Let the people see, well, the mayor Ubraj Narine is lying to them. Right? Look, there is procedure to follow to deal with these matters, Freddie. And we must not get away from the fact to paint the city council the way the PPP paint city council. City council has potential. It's a great place. But with central government like the PPP, continue to stifle the city council, will continue to be handicapped, will continue to be crippled. And that should not happen.
I want to get into your personal political election, but because time is going, but some of the things you say entail so much discussion, like you paint the city council in a way as if it's a neutral body, and this big bad wolf, the central government, is just rearing to hunt it down.
Oh yes,
but
it does that.
No. It's much more complicated than that. When this government, shaped by a party called the PPP is the ruling party. When this government came into power in August, it has been relentlessly pursued by the opposition PNC and AFC and certain civil society groups, in which nothing they're given credit for, and so much fiction, so much nastiness have been thrown at them that it dirties the water of accommodation. But let's get into that. I don't think the PNC is prepared to reshape their strategy, their methodology, their politics, so they could be a meeting of minds. A dormitory is burned down, the PPP is to be blamed. A car runs in a trench, 3 kids die, the PPP is to be blamed. I think unless the PNC moves away from that kind of maddening zero-sum game, you're going to have this pulling against each other. But time is going, and I look at my mango pelter. I want to deal with your personal politics, because you're young, 32, you're very gesticulative and expressive, and you belong to the major opposition party, and you would not be the mayor, I think, in the coming weeks. Where do you go from here?
I'm a humble servant of the people of Guyana, not only now, since the age of 11, and I will continue to be that humble servant. Yes, I'm a politician, but I believe that what God has in store for you, that will so be it. I don't believe to push and shove for anything. I am not a man fighting for any political office or to hold any political position. I'm not those type of individual. I believe the service to the people, that is what matters with me. I will not move away from the political arena. I will continue to be on the ground, and this gives me to travel the length and breadth of my country from region 1 to region 10. This coming out of the city will not only subject me to the city, right?
So what you plan to do?
I will go out there and listen to people concerned.
Within which context? The AFC, the PPP, the PNC?
I am a PNC, and I will stay a PNC. I'm a member of the People's National Congress Reform. I'm not going anywhere. I don't believe to jump from limb to limb. To gain what? To gain fame and name? I don't believe in those things.
Parties come and go.
No,
they fall down. The AFC is dead.
Look, the two major parties in this country is PPP and PNC. We all know that. And will continue. So the AFC form say that they will kill the PNC and the PPP. What happened with the AFC? AFC is
the PNC killed the AFC.
I don't know. They got so much small party farm during the election, and where are they today? Where their voice? Where they're representing the Guyanese people? But when election time comes, then you see these people because they have a mindset of power. You want to get to the office. I didn't contest back for the mayor's office. Why should I? Let somebody go and gain some experience and some knowledge so that they can better their political career. I believe that I will not be at the backbench, but I will be with my fellow MPs and my leader on the ground and work with people and listen to the concern and bring it to the government attention. Where
but you're not going to, come on, you are intelligent and educated man. Therefore, you must know that parties all over the world have problems. Look, there is a party in one of the great countries of the world, and one of the countries that have been dominant in the world for hundreds of years. It's called the Conservative Party. And in about 3 months, they have changed about 3 leaders. So there's a party in France called the National Front, formed by a man named Le Pen, and there was a crescendo of criticism of him and his daughter.
But Freddie,
so the parties
that is democracy.
No, I'm asking. I know that. No, I'm asking you if in your party you see line faults and fault lines, if you're not going to confront them. Now, there's been an outbreak of criticism there's a well-known guy from a well-known PNC family named Ronald Austin. There is Simona Booms. There is James Bond, who feel that the PNC is being weakened by the mediocre leadership of Aubrey Norton.
I wouldn't say Aubrey is a mediocre leadership. He's a leadership is mediocre. I believe.
See, you're willing to criticize PPP leaders.
No, I wouldn't say that. That is my party, and all party got their own little infraction within. You make mention on the Conservative Party, and that is to show you democracy, that they change leader within couple months, 3 leaders, and the same thing can happen for the People's National Congress Reform. When Congress not my phone.
It's not your phone?
Whenever okay. Congress comes, it is not you subject to elect one leader all the time, and that is a democracy that PNC has from its board to now. right? I am not saying
This has hardly been a democratic entity, man.
No, no,
The PNC
no.
killed the United Force, the WPA, and the AFC.
Well,
the
you-
PNC agreed with the PPP to share the council, the mayorship. It reneged in that. The PNC agreed to voter ID in the 97 election. They took the election to court and argued voter ID was illegal. These people have a history.
You have a history. We got a history too. We got a history too.
But you denying your party?
I am not denying my party history. I was not there then. You were there. I weren't there. I'm speaking on now. I'm speaking in the present. Don't tell me what happened in the past. Tell me what happening now. And that is happening with both political parties.
So can I tell you what's happening with your party?
Both political party, both PPP and the PNC, telling us what happened before. Tell us what you will do for us now. Tell us what we're gonna get now, for what we're gonna do for young people, and how we're gonna elevate politically in this country.
I can't call you, your worship, the mayor.
No, that's fine.
You've taken off. You've taken off your mayor hat.
We deal with
You're
matters.
putting on your political hat
Yes,
now.
let me deal with matters.
Ubraj, you have a party that has a leader that refuses twice to shake the hand of the elected president. It is so petty that you don't find that around the world. You have a party in which the opposition leader was present, and a speaker said the most disparaging thing about an ethnic community, which in any part of the world you don't use racial terms. At a football match, even in the stand, the fans say something racial. The whole nation is spinning now. Now, how could you speak
Freddie,
of a party?
Freddie,
you're going to defend.
I'm not defending. If you want to question those things, you should invite the leader of the opposition and have him on your program. Don't ask me. I have a duty mandated to me by the people of the city, and that is what I am doing. I never take instruction from any Volder, Amna, Vulcan, Joe, or the former president never called me and instruct me to do anything, right? And I will not go down that road because I know the constitution of my party. So if you have those questions, I will tell you to invite the leader of the opposition.
He was here. And we
ask him those questions. Why ask me back? You're trying to put me in a circle. No, ask me on me. Let me answer for myself. I can't answer for the opposition.
But I just asked you on you.
I will defend my party at all costs because I know.
How could you say that?
I know.
No one defends anything at all costs.
I know the constitution of my party.
You have to withdraw that remark.
No,
it's not going to make you look good in the eyes of the thousands of people watching.
I am not going to.
Could you please, for the sake of your credibility, could you withdraw that?
I will defend my. Allow me to finish.
Sure.
Allow me to finish. I will defend my party.
Not at all costs.
No, listen to me. I will defend my party, yes, at all costs.
No.
And where there is infraction and there is low bed in the party, I will admit, which I did just now, we was not on the ground for the local government election fully in the city of Georgetown. I admit to that. That is one fault of my council, which is majorities from the APNU. I would not come here and allow anybody to dress the party or paint the party in that manner. The party leader may have an issue, a member of parliament may have an issue, myself may have an issue. We can deal with that at the party level. But if you want to ask something about myself, you want to ask something about the party leader, invite them, let them answer for themselves. I will answer for myself and what I know about the party, right? If the party kick me out today or tomorrow, right? There will be a cause. There will be a cause for everything. If the party want to kick me out, or if I resign from the party, if I resign from the People's National Congress, you think I will go join any other political party? I wouldn't join any political party. It may got new or other party form, which I may have interest in their policies, right? And I will look on. But party political party must admit when they're wrong and when they're right. And that is what I mean to defend it at all costs. We must understand right from wrong. We must not come here and say all is well. All is not well.
The operator signaled to me twice that our time has come, but I want to thank you for coming here this evening. I always believe it's a sign of courage when people could come in any forum and defend what they believe in. I think your ending remarks, you've made certain mistakes. I don't think one should paint their party in such glorious terms and say at all costs. Remember, Mr. Jaggi was looking at this program,
Mr.
the
Jaggi,
president of the PVP. If you behave like that,
Freddie,
they're going to say, look, these people are so inflexible.
No. I never,
you came across like that to me just now.
I never said that we would not admit. I would not admit the fault of my party. I will admit the fault of my party, right?
But your party has a lot of faults.
And I did admit one of it. You have to deal with the opposition leader, who is the leader of the party. Question him, not me. I deal with my level in the party and governance in our system of our country.
Could I have you back again here as part of a panel?
I have no problem, Freddie. I am ready at any time. So you come on any program.
So after the mayorship, you staying in politics, right?
I will be in politics.
Okay.
I will be in politics. And let me say this to you. I respect all political parties in this country, right? Because I believe they have their own principle which they set out and policies, but I'm aligned with a party which I did say I will defend. You must admit the right, you must admit the wrongs.
Okay.
You can't come here and tell the people lies. We're not heading down that road, not in my time.
If you just join us, our guest was His Lordship the Mayor, Ubraj Narine. Our time has come. We've gone beyond time. Just let me tell you, and you keep asking me where you find my columns. I'm writing now a daily column for the Guyana Chronicle. Just go online to the Guyana Chronicle, press the tab that says opinion, and all the articles for the past month and a half or 2 months will show up. It was an enjoyable and exhilarating dialogue with His Lordship the Mayor, Ubraj Narine. Our time has come. We will see you on Friday. Hopefully, Gildarie may recover and may be back. Thanks for watching us. And as I usually say, catch you later, man.
Thank you, Freddie. Thank you.